Hi everybody, welcome back to A Brush with Coaching. So what I want to talk about today and then pick up this theme over the next 2 weeks is how do we go from just surviving to thriving? Now as you can see here at home, my desk overlooks our garden, and this time of year, springtime, I look out there and I think I should probably be out there doing something. But to be honest, I'm a bit of a reluctant, if not incompetent gardener. And so in the 12 or so years that we've lived here, the garden has survived. It's done fine. But it's not thrived, because to thrive I'd need to commit a bit more conscious time, conscious effort, constant energy in doing the things that a garden needs in order to go from just surviving, which it will do naturally, to thriving. And it's the same in life for ourselves. We're good at surviving, we're good at juggling everything, staying on top of everything, ticking off all the things we need to do. But it's easy to get stuck in survival mode. What I want us to think about is how do we go from surviving to thriving? What do we need to be doing in order to break out of our survival mode and telling ourselves that I'll make these changes next week or next month or next year or next season, into consciously trying to thrive? And the irony is the same things that my garden needs are the same things that we need. And there's 3 things specifically. The first thing is watering. Just like the garden, we need a constant drip of watering every day. It's no good me trying to make up for the fact that I haven't watered the garden for a month by chucking a bucket of water on the plants. That just won't work. And we can't make up for the fact that we haven't been watering ourselves on a daily and weekly basis by trying to cram some joy and some happiness in every couple of weeks or taking 2 weeks off for a holiday. What we need to do is find something to do, to invest in, that brings us joy on at least a kind of a weekly or daily basis, ideally, just like the plants need watering regularly. So whether it's jogging or juggling or jigsaws or just hanging around with your mates, and it doesn't need to be a J, by the way, it's investing in whatever it is that brings us some joy. So that's watering, that's the starting point. But watering isn't enough, because if the plants are going to grow and if we're going to grow, we also need to feed ourselves. So alongside watering, we need to be thinking about feeding. So what are you feeding your body and your mind and your heart and your soul? Are you just snacking or binging on whatever comes along? In which case you might end up feeling bloated or malnourished. Or are you consciously thinking about what you're bringing into your body? So are we constantly thinking about what are we feeding ourselves physically, mentally, relationally, and spiritually? And then the third thing is pruning. Because feeding is about growth, but pruning is about shape. So pruning is about cutting out the things which are holding us back, cutting out the things that are taking us in the wrong direction, cutting out the things that might be choking us. Because what pruning does is let the air and the light in and create some space for conscious growth. So we also need to think about, what are we pruning? Because if we're not pruning, then we might grow big, but actually we're not creating shape. So, watering, feeding, pruning. 3 things my garden needs, 3 things that we need as human beings. So, over the next 2 weeks, what I'm going to think about is how can we consciously practice some habits that help us improve the consciousness with which we are watering ourselves, consciousness with which we're feeding ourselves, and consciousness with which we're pruning ourselves. And to do that, what I'm going to be doing this week is talking about some what we'd call time management tips. And then next week, I'm going to be thinking about how we manage our energy. Okay, but right now, today, let me just leave you with 3 questions. What are you doing each day that nourishes you? What are you doing to feed yourself? And what in your life might need pruning? We'll leave you with those 3 questions. Come back tomorrow and we'll get into some practical management of time tips that help us consciously manage our time, that gives us the opportunity to water, feed and prune ourselves on a more consistent and mindful basis. So until then, take care, look after yourselves. See you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.